Welcome to our community development meeting. It is August 22nd, 2024. The time is 9 a.m. In attendance are Commissioners Matari and Duncan. Commissioner Brooks is excused. This is a deliberation and not a public hearing. And changes to the agenda. All right, hearing none. Conflicts of interest? Hearing none. Okay. We do not have a public hearing, and our deliberation item is CUP 24-0003 Trekker Ridge. And Vlad, will you lead us?
Yes. Good morning, Commissioners. For the record, Vlad Finkel with Kootenai County Community Development. As you may recall, this matter came before you on August 8th when staff presented a request from the adjoining property owner with a request for a public hearing. On that date, the board, after some deliberations, after some discussion, concluded that a public hearing was not necessary and the request was denied. And then the board requested that we schedule this matter for deliberations, which is before you this morning. I don't know if I need to go into the details of the request with my PowerPoint presentation. It's your choice.
I think for the record, we should go through it.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a case number CP 24-0003 for a wireless communication facility, a request by Hughes, Verizon Wireless, and Horizon Towers. The request is located on a 20-acre parcel of land southeast of intersection of Highway 3 and I-90. The 20-acre parcel is located at the top of the hill. It's heavily vegetated. The current zoning is agriculture, and the comp plan designation is scenic. The access road to the subject property will be off of Pulper Road through the adjoining parcels of land, Stimson property, and then Mr. Hughes' property, who owns 4 20-acre parcels of land. And the tower will be located on the northwest 20 acres that Mr. Hughes owns. This is this slide shows the location of the existing road. It has been surveyed by the applicant's representative, and it's fully located within the Stimson lumber property before it reaches Mr. Hughes' property. It will be a lattice tower that will be 150 feet in height. It will allow for a co-location of 3 additional providers. The radio frequency map shows the before and after coverage. So this is before and this is after. These are some of the photos and photo simulations of the proposed tower in place. As the applicant's representative had explained, due to the location of the tower on top of the hill and being heavily vegetated, the tower will almost not be visible from any of the adjoining public rights of way or adjoining parcels of land. During the agency comment period, we solicited comments from various agencies with jurisdiction. All of them came back with either conditions of approval or support and no objection to their request. During the public comment period, we received 1 comment in support, 1 in opposition, and I believe there's also 1 late comment that came in after the closing of the public comment period. Staff has reviewed this request, and we find that the applicant has provided sufficient evidence to support the request, including propagation maps of the before and after coverage. The existing vegetation adjacent to the project site will buffer the location of the tower. The tower will be painted arugula green color to blend in with the adjoining with the trees in the background. Co-location will be provided for 3 additional towers. The access road has been in dispute, as you may know, with the adjoining property owner, who is claiming that the road is partially over their property, and they had requested a public hearing. The public hearing was denied by the board on August 8th. Since that time, the adjoining neighbor has not submitted any information to support their claim, either a record of survey or any other documentation that would give evidence as to whether the road is trespassing over their property. The similar request was approved in 2018. However, it was never built and it expired within 2 years of the original approval. It was located actually on the adjoining parcel of land that is also under the ownership of Mr. Hughes. For the reasons I have explained, we believe that the request should be approved, and it is beneficial for that part of the county that has limited coverage. I believe that the fire department was fully in support of this request to assist with emergency services. The hearing examiner heard this on July 18th of this year and subsequently submitted a recommendation of approval. I stand for any questions that you have for me.
Okay, questions?
I thought there were a few more people who were opposed to it in our packet, like 3 or 4.
Well, some of it's from the hearing examiner, so it's like separate kind of boxes. Like hearing examiner had some, and then when it comes to us, we have another comment period that's open to us.
Yeah.
So if you want to, we can go through the comments in our packet if you want.
No, it's
Well,
fine.
there was only one public comment period. The second one was never granted, so we only went through a 30-day
Okay.
public comment period. And the comment that was submitted late was by the adjoining neighbors. I believe it was the Mantees. And technically, if it's submitted after the closing of the public comment period, we don't analyze it. We just enter it into the record. And if the board wants to review that and
Yeah.
analyze it, that's totally their prerogative.
There was one comment that a person made. Our house sits within a stone's throw of the existing tower. Is there another tower up there, or is that just?
Or are they talking about the one that was vacated, like it was never built?
So there is a tower on the adjoining parcel of land to the south of the proposed tower location. That tower has been decommissioned. But I believe from speaking with the applicant, it has some sort of historical significance. I think it's on the historical registry, and it will remain. It will not be utilized, but I think it will stay. Because the proposed tower is on the adjoining parcel of land, there's no need to request a variance. As you may know, the code currently has a limitation on the number of towers that can be located on site. It's only one. And so the tower that's being proposed is on the adjoining parcel of land, and there are no towers on it.
And towers now are logged for the historical.
I believe so. We have documentation in the record that the existing one on the parcel to the south has been deemed to be of historical significance.
Okay. So there is a tower. All right.
But I don't believe there's any houses in close proximity to either of the two.
And how far, what's close proximity? I mean, according to this comment, it's a stone's throw, which could mean a couple of things, but generally within.
So the information we received, and based on the aerial map, the closest residence is 1,000 feet south of the proposed
Can you
tower
show
location.
Can you show your one picture again that?
Let's see if I can. Are you looking for an aerial?
Yeah. One more, I think. That one.
So this is heading south. So this is on top of the hill. So I'm not sure exactly where the location of that
If you
residence is.
go back to the overhead there. There's a little red dot right above the subject property. Is that a home? It looks like a pad where a home would be, and some of the images in the packet
Oops.
suggest that.
This one?
Yeah.
So, I'm,
Glad you can see on the right side the address, just above where it says senior. So that probably is a home. right
Yeah,
there.
10673, and I think that is.
The comment
That
piece.
is, yeah, that is the person.
I don't know what the distance is. Subject property or from the location of the tower. If we look at there's a distance
To the property line.
to the property and it's further.
What is that?
It looks like it would be in the center of that, that little character box would be the house.
Can I click out of it and see if I can zoom in and see what it is?
Yeah, page 101 has the best picture.
Yeah, that's the one from that one slide.
But you may just want to go in there and that's pull the file. What's the PDF?
It looks like the tower location is actually on the other side of a hill from this house.
Right.
So it may not even really have much of a view.
Right, wouldn't think so.
Vaughn, do you have anything that shows the exact location of where the tower would be so we can just get a better idea of where the house is?
Let me see just a second.
Does this look like it's a hill? And
Yeah.
it goes down there, comes up, and then this is like a little bit of a draw
Yeah.
coming down. I think it's supposed to be in this vicinity.
Right.
Not sure if I can. Let's see.
I know the record already states that it's, over 1,000 feet away from the nearest home.
I'm trying to zoom in.
Pat Braden, Civil Deputy Prosecutor, for the record. You might look at Exhibit A8. That's page 49 of your electronic record.
Oh, yeah.
And you can actually see the house to the north.
And that's 1,000 feet away, or more than 1,000.
Not sure, it doesn't have a measurement.
So it says it's 436 feet from the northern property line on my, at my, on my.
And
picture, but that's it.
then the site would be in about the south central part of the subject property.
So are you looking at bubble 3 or are you looking at this one here?
I'm looking, what is this up here? Well, on page 49, exhibit 8.
Oh, yeah,
40.
there is,
It looks to be a property right above that. That's
there's
what
some
I'm wondering.
structures there.
And that has the address that is similar to the comment.
I'm-
Not that I would want to put it off too much, but I mean, if we wanted to continue this to a date certain and have that exact measurement
What-
from the site to the actual home.
I'm,
I, yeah, I know the report says over 1,000 feet, but this picture here doesn't, yeah.
We could lock it in with the,
Yeah, and then also, like, from our picture, we don't know if that's the actual residence. It might be just applicants.
Some outbuildings.
Outbuildings, yeah. So,
Yeah, but there was an address on that one lot north.
correct, yeah, and it matches the,
Yes.
yeah, matches the late comment address.
it doesn't necessarily mean that's the house, we have to get large.
Sure.
so the,
And these pictures are taken from different angles, so it's not all the same, if that makes sense.
so the minimum requirement is 300 feet to be from the nearest adjacent property, or nearest adjacent residence, 300 feet. This location here, the distance is 430, so that exceeds that, and then if you go further north, it's going to far exceed at least double the minimum limit of having the residence be or having the tower be 300 feet away from the nearest residence.
It would be over 600 feet.
Well, it would be nice if we could maybe just lock that in. I'm okay with a date certain and not pushing it off. I mean, it's, okay.
Oh, okay.
Well,
You want to do like a little recess while
site plan.
he's doing that?
Yeah.
You get approximation.
Ben, are you gonna look it up on GIS?
I thought we could maybe just spend a minute if that's okay
Yeah,
with you guys.
that's fine.
Ask you to postpone the comment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Might as well
Yeah.
remote it.
that's fine. We can go on recess. And Vlad, you have some information for us.
Based on an estimate, it's 436 to the northern property line and at least another 250 feet north of that where the residence is located. But we don't know the exact location of the cell tower, so if it's just heading north, but if there's a slight angle, it may be slightly longer. We don't know if they're aligned, the cell tower with the location of the residence, but at least we're approximately about 700 feet. And then plus minus the location east or west, if you were to measure the distance, it may be slightly more.
Okay, does that give you enough to continue today?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, any other questions for Vlad?
No, no questions.
Okay. Would you like me to go first, or?
I'm gonna let you go first on this one.
Okay. Well, based on the fact that there isn't coverage in this area, I think that it is a beneficial location. I'm not quite sure why they couldn't use the previous tower, but they're choosing not to. Also, 700 feet and not including elevation. Seems like a reasonable distance away. Yeah, I don't have anything at this point to deny the CUP. Typically on these things, you know, we look at community desire for this, and obviously we've got first responders who believe that this will improve the service of their response. And so at this point, without hearing directly from the closest adjacent property owner, I don't have enough to deny it.
Well, I tend to agree with you. I think the big question was just in the comment, you know, this existing tower, because I couldn't see anything in here that discussed an existing tower. And it's not uncommon for towers to kind of be clustered sometimes. And why this person wasn't aware of it, I don't know. But I do believe that it's far enough away where it should not, and there's so few homes that it should not have an adverse effect, especially with the hilly terrain. So that and the fact that there is no service in many large swaths of that area, that I don't see how we can deny it either.
Okay, motion?
I move that we approve CUP 24-0003, Trekker Ridge.
Second.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. All right, CUP 24-0003 passes. And then, of course, there's always the recourse of reconsideration if somebody can identify the error in law that the commissioners have made this morning. So with that, 9:26, meeting adjourned.